Hey Damien, this is just a short video to show you where I'm at. Since I talked this morning about duplicating and so on, I'll take a bunch of short videos here and let you look at where I'm at right now. I am going to take the wiring harness completely out of this thing. I believe some of the wires won't be used anymore and some of them were burned pretty bad like I told you. I'm on the inside of the car now, and perhaps you can see some of these wires are pretty well fused together down here. So I'm going to go ahead and just pull the whole thing out, see if I can't lay it out on the floor and straighten out this harness. Not a big deal. One of the biggest reasons for this video is to show you all the stuff that's with this before you buy anything. The starter, of course, I had the starter checked. It's in good shape. This is the replacement alternator. Looks almost like the one that was on the thing. I got the header off, exhaust pipe. Those things require a little bit of work. I'm going to get some splice pieces and see if we can fix those. There's that other piece that fascia that goes on the dashboard. Cleaned up the intake. It looks pretty good. Seems to be in good shape except for the water pipe. The water pipe that runs through it's pretty sad shape. They furnish a hose that looks about the same shape. I presume it's to bypass that if that thing's bad. Got a box full of parts left over that really not very good. But you can get some kind of idea of all the hardware and all the stuff that's with this. The hoses, those air hoses that go with these things, I don't know, I haven't found a supplier for those yet. A couple of them are in pretty good shape, but most of them need to be replaced. This tunnel cover, I don't know whether that thing's salvageable or not. We'll see as we go along. The other parts, this is the part that was below the dash. Had the choke cable and so on in it. I believe it'll clean up and work. The two Strombergs that are ready to rebuild. I'll get to those. But we've got a table full of parts. We went through this one time before that are with us. You talked about buying wipers somewhere on one of your finds. There's wipers that are with this thing. Actually, the inside of the car right underneath the dash seems to be in pretty good shape. You were correct about the covering though on top of the original dash. The original dash is black plastic or something like that, and it had this covering that looked like naugahyde or something. Somebody had fitted on top of it like this. I'm going to try that with some black. I got some black here, but it's a little too stiff, so I'm going to try something else to see if we can cover these parts. Most of this stuff seems to be usable and in good shape. The gauges, there's one little lamp out down here on the high beam. The little color disc is falling inside. I don't know whether I can get that thing fixed or not. If I can take the back off of it, I guess I can. The gauges are all here, all 4 gauges. And there's a ton of new screws. I don't know what he had ordered. We talked about that. The air cleaner is in here. It even has some filters in it. Those filters, I got new ones, but those filters are awfully dirty. It makes me think the car's been running. So like I said earlier, everything hopefully will fire right back up. Nuts and bolts. The lenses, there's several lenses seem to be uncracked, not cracked, in good shape. Door handles and so on. The glove box was in very, very sad shape around the edges. I guess it's still usable, but if you could find a new glove box, that might be something you want to consider. I just wanted you to see all these parts that are with this thing. Be real careful about just going out and buying stuff, because it looks like you saved about everything around here. As to the engine, got the engine on a stand, got it apart, got the water hoses and so on off of it, waiting on this large gasket so that I can put the exhaust and intake back together. And I'm going to replace these freeze plugs. These soft things down here seem to be susceptible to rotting out or whatever. I've got the water pipe off of it, got a new one to put on that was with the thing when we got it. This is the other side of the engine. Most of the electronics or electrics on here I am going to replace, not electronics. The slave cylinder down here would be so hard to get to, and the clutch on the inside of this thing, the clutch disc, that's what I was talking about replacing in here. Something. Fuel pump, the coil, the rotor distributor, those sorts of things that are easy to fail, easy to replace right now. Of course, like I told you, I have bought some parts too. Those are new parts, replacements. Got control cables hanging up here. Some gaskets and hoses that go to the brakes. There's a grill. Every steering wheel that I've seen in the catalog has a center ring in it. This one doesn't. I don't understand that. I don't know whether it's been cut away or whether it's like that. At any rate, I want you to see what all was here before you buy anything. But keep me posted. I sent you a list of all the things I've got, and at least you'll know where that's at. But be careful before you start spending money. This is John. Over and out.